Welcome to Keto-alicious. Today is day 11, and today we are going to make a keto clam chowder. I am pretty excited about this recipe. I have kind of monitored my own recipe, and so let's get to it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm replacing the potatoes with, and this is a jicama. And the jicama is very hard and very dense, and you will have to microwave it in the oven, or I'm sorry, in the microwave a little bit, probably 2 to 4 minutes to try to soften it a little bit before you actually cook it in with the bacon and make it into soup so it's not too crunchy. That is the determining factor, making sure that that is tender before you do anything else, or you'll have crunchy clam chowder and it won't be very good. So when you cut the jicama, I left half of it out because I've already cut mine and microwaved mine. But when you cut it in half, there's a really tough skin on it. And that skin, it's hard to cut with a knife. It's hard to cut with a potato peeler. What I do is I just take my hand and I just grab it and I just peel it back. And I keep doing that. And then I take the knife and I just, after I get that hard off, then I peel it back to where I get almost the creamy white. So, you can see the difference there. And then what I've done is I have taken this and I've cut it into cubes. So I have done it, I'll give you an example. I just cut it like this, cut it into like potato strips, and then cut it into cubes, just like that. So you have cubes, and then what you end up having is, let me show you here. You have this. So I've cut that into cubes. I've added some water, just a little bit of water, covered it with saran wrap, and put it in the microwave. Mine was for 4 minutes. So I'm going to add the bacon into the pan along with the onions. So there's 3 tablespoons of onions here. And I'm going to add those into my pot because I'm going to cook those all together. I've got 3 pieces of cut up bacon. I've got the thick slices. You can have whatever you want. And I put that in. And then I'm going to put my jicama in as well because I'm going to still continue to cook that because it's not as done as I would like it. And I want it to be done like potato mixture when you boil potatoes. And I want to be able to smash these to make a little bit more of a thickness. And I think it'll dilute, a lot more of the crunch, and it'll dilute the jicama flavor by mashing it up into the cream and the onions and the bacon. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. I'm going to cook this for just a little bit here, and then we'll go to step 2. So I've put it all together here, and now I'm just turning on the heat, and I'm going to cook it for probably 10 minutes to get the bacon all cooked up, to get the onions all cooked up, and get those pieces of jicama tender. So it's about halfway done here, so I'm going to let the bacon cook real well, get those onions to where they're a little bit more tender, so we'll leave it there. Yeah, that looks good. So while that's cooking there, today I want to talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing as far as when I eat. So I have, I've been doing the intermittent fasting, and if you're not familiar with that, what I'm doing is I'm eating about 11 or 12. It's been closer to 12 for me. And then I have been starting my first meal, which it could be breakfast. I do have a glass of lemon water, hot water and lemon. While I'm doing this, I'm going to stir this really quick. So I've got lemon water in the morning, and I do a cup of hot water and pour about 1/4 of a lemon in it. And I've always been told that that's really good for your body, and it keeps me really regular, and so I continue to do that. Then I have my cup of coffee, 8, 9. I kind of sip it, so I have to reheat it a couple times. So I usually have about a cup to a cup and a half. Put the half and half or the whole cream in there. I've been putting cinnamon and that Better Now English toffee stevia, which I love. And I also have, I put that collagen in there. I told you the other day when I was eating breakfast with you that I put a scoop of the collagen because it's really been doing some really good things to my hair. My hair, if you've seen it years ago, you would know what I was talking about. And then about 12 o'clock, I have my first meal. And what I try to do is I try to do half of my calories, half of my macros, or 3/4 of them for my first meal. And then I get really busy in the day, and I'm pretty full. So I just, I just keep it at that. And then I try to eat my dinner between 5 and 6. And, depending on my day, what's going on, that doesn't always happen, but that's kind of the rule of thumb for me. And so when I do that, then I look at my my carb manager, my app, and I take a look and see, how many fats I've had, and I'm keeping track of this all day long. I mean, I'm not doing this at the end of the day and saying, oh my gosh. And I also put products and foods in there before I actually eat them because I want to make sure that they fit into, what I'm doing. And if it's too much, or because I don't want to load up and do too much and then not have or go over my fat grams or my proteins or my net carbs. So I don't want to do that. So I've been really good about just putting things in. My recipes I all put in, and then I divide those up as far as how many, how much I can have for whatever macros I'm going to get. And so that's been really good for me. And then I stop eating. I still continue to drink water all through the day with that cup I showed you, or that water dispenser with the straw in it. It has helped me tremendously. Once in a while, I'll have an additional drink like a bubbly, or I'll have a Bai, or a root beer float that we talked about yesterday with the Zevia and the cream, depending on how many fat grams I have left. And that's a way to get my extra. And then by 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock, I'm done and I'm full. And I have been, today is the 11th day, and I've been doing that every day. So then I don't eat anything. I go to bed. I wake up in the morning. I have my lemon water. Then I have my coffee. And then about noon, I have my first meal. And you know what? It works for me. I don't ever feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm struggling to always find little snacks and things to do. I just have 2 really good meals, and it works kind of with my family because that's about the time that my husband eats. So, sitting down and eating once in a while, if we can, and then dinner together. And so that just doesn't knock anybody off or, feel weird or, you're doing something different. I'm trying to keep it to where it's, it's just really, it's just good for the family, and like everything is the same. So that's what I've been doing, and it's working really well. I am gonna weigh every week. I know that maybe a lot of you guys are not going to, and that's fine. And I'm not depending on that number to make me positive or negative. I'm just keeping really good tabs of everything that I'm doing because I think it's important. So I will be weighing again. I will have a weigh-in next Monday. So it's just in a few days, and I'm just going to keep up to date with that. So all right, guys, so the bacon and everything is pretty done, and I am going to start adding the products to it. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the clam juice for now. Sorry, there's another step. I'm going to add the clam juice, then I'm going to add the chicken bouillon, and I'm going to let that cook. Just kind of stir, and I think that will let that jicama cook a little bit longer. And then from there, we're going to thicken it up. We're going to put some cream and some clams in there and season it up, and then we're going to enjoy it. So I just added thyme to it, and then I'm going to just season it with some salt and some pepper. And I'm going to wait for that to boil. Right, so I have cooked it for about 10 minutes. I put a lid on it. I've been boiling it, stirring it. And now I'm just gonna take this little gadget here and I'm just gonna smash it a bit just to get it to where it's just more of a thicker consistency, and it helps to break down that jicama a little bit and give it more of a potato mixture feeling and taste. And if your jicama does not smash down, then that means that you have not cooked it long enough. And always taste. Make sure to taste and test before you serve it, because you know there's nothing worse than having chunks of potato or something. Okay, so from here I'm going to add Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to add xanthan gum, and I'm going to take this out a bit, and I'm going to stir that up and let that thicken a bit. And I turned my heat down to low. I have to be careful because I've got the steam coming, so I don't want to ruin the picture here for you guys. So anyway, so that's going to thicken up, and I've kind of turned it down a bit so that when I put the cream in and the clams in, that everything is good and it doesn't curdle. All right, so I'm going to put my clams in. I'm going to put my 2 cups of half and half in. And I'm going to put my 1 cup of heavy cream in. And stir. And then I let this cook for about 20 minutes on medium low. Let that xanthan gum thicken this up a bit, and then I will serve it so you can see it. So there you have it. Today was talking a little bit about intermittent fasting. Sorry, I have that clam chowder on my mind. Intermittent fasting, and what I do. I don't know. I know there's all different kinds out there, and that's fine. This has just been what I'm doing and what's working. And also, I hope you guys try this recipe for the clam chowder, Keto Clam Chowder. You know, I have had this recipe for a lot of years, and it has been a family favorite. And the only thing I did differently is that I took out the potatoes and I added the jicama, still in the same cubes. And if you cook the jicama, that is the key with this. If you cook the jicama, microwave it for 2 to 4 minutes. I would recommend about 4 minutes, depending on your microwave. And put water in it, a little bit of water, like a fourth of a cup of water on the bottom of the diced jicama, and then put saran wrap over the top of it. Stick it in the microwave before you ever start putting it in with the bacon. And then from there, cook it with the bacon and the onions. And then from there, add the clam juice and continue, cover it and continue to boil it for about 10 more minutes before you'll even want to smash it down. And not all of them are going to smash, which is fine. It's okay. And then that thickening, just giving it a little extra time to thicken with that xanthan gum. I honestly don't know if you will be able, or your family will be able to tell the difference between the potatoes and the jicama. It is that close to consistency. So I hope you enjoy it. I love all of you guys. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. I would love that. And also ring the bell or click the bell up above me here and make sure you never miss one of my videos. I am doing a series. I started keto, I cook keto. I've been a cook for years, and I started my journey about 11 days ago. And I'm going to do the first 30 days, every day for first 30 days, and give you everything that I'm doing. If you guys have any comments or questions about something I didn't go live with, let me know. And that's all I have today, you guys. So this obviously is what I'm going to be having for my lunch. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's just wonderful. And then tonight I have some hamburger laid out. So what I'll try, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I will try to at least take a picture of it or make another video for the recipe so you guys have that too. All right, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 12. Be looking for me. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.